All right, welcome back, kings and queens, y'all. Today we are doing a very, very important update on Anna Kepner, who was found murdered on a Carnival cruise ship. Okay, and initially, when she was found naked, beaten, and rolled up in a blanket stuffed under her bed, her twin bed on the Carnival Horizon ship on November 7th, we had little to no details. If you're new to the channel, listen, you got to get caught up with some of the commentary I've given over this case. Today, we have an important update and a follow up. But let me just say this: I am disgusted. I am disgusted to my core. The grandparents have come out. Anna cannot seem to have a moment to rest in peace. Anna's death has been officially ruled a homicide by the FBI, but we can't even get in that and marinate in that because now the grandparents are out talking, giving exclusive interviews to major news outlets, and you'll never guess what they're doing. Y'all, they are supporting the killer. They are standing behind the stepbrother. They are windmilling for the stepbrother. And the grandmother described the relationship as Anna and Timothy as being two peas in a pod. She said, oh, they were very close. Those kids loved each other. Ma'am, now is not the time. Ma'am, if you cannot prioritize your late granddaughter's death, why not just be quiet? Y'all, who are these people? Where are they from? Why are you poking your head out to dishonor this girl? Ma'am, he murdered your granddaughter. Y'all, she said she's standing behind him. She supports his truth. We're going to talk about it. I know. Let's get into it. For those of you who are just tuned in, or if you're new to the channel, welcome to the palace. I am Queen Sheba. I cover a variety of hot topics specific to reality television, but most importantly, I hone in on the psychological and the behavioral traits of the Black experience.
Subscribe now.
So I've been waiting days, okay, for a follow up from the FBI. And they still have not released the autopsy results. Okay. The Miami-Dade Medical Examiner's Office, they still haven't released that. And I'm okay with that because I do want them to be extremely thorough. I want them to be thorough. But Anna has not even been in the ground a week before her family's turning their backs on her. At this point, let me just stick my head out and say everybody's felt Anna. Everybody's felt Anna. And I hate to put the kids on the chopping block, even the brother that thought he heard a scream. And I know it's wrong, but at this point, I think I'm upset. I think I have a little bit of passion. I just wish and hope that somebody in that family would have the kahunas to come out and represent and advocate for Anna and her death. Her uncle, Martin Donahue, seems to be the only one that's a man in this family because everybody seems to have aborted mission when it comes to this young girl. My heart aches for her. I've never seen anything like this, where people would actually get on board and rally behind this 16-year-old. Listen, keep in mind, make a note, that is not their blood child. They just met this boy a year ago. They just met him a year ago. And then you sit down and do an exclusive interview supporting him, defending him. Wow. But Anna's death, according to major news outlets, I'm going to be citing People Magazine, ABC News, TMZ, and any others that I pull from. Yeah, it's been ruled a homicide, and it's a result. Anna died as a result of mechanical asphyxia. Asphyxia. Okay, so when you think about mechanical asphyxia, and we talked about there was asphyxiation. We knew that she died from that, but mechanical. And we even got into some of the background of an FBI agent that said there was intermittent strangulation. But when you think about mechanical asphyxia, it's a condition where the body is deprived of oxygen due to an external physical force or object blocking the airway. So we know there probably wasn't an object blocking the airway because she moved, right? But it can result from various types of strangulation, various types, including strangulation, choking, positional asphyxia from being trapped in an awkward position. I do remember reading that there was counts or reports of him having her in a chokehold. They're saying there's a possibility there could be it could have come from a forceful impact to the chest or the abdomen, in addition to strangulation. Okay. Now, there's different types of mechanical asphyxia. Okay. There's strangulation, there's choking. We can rule out choking. We got strangulation, choking, positional asphyxia, compressive asphyxia, traumatic asphyxia, or suffocation. Which ones do we put on the table? Probably a little bit of everything if what is being rumored is true regarding the intermittent strangulation. So we have strangulation. We can rule out choking. There's a possibility of positional asphyxia. There's a possibility of compressive asphyxia, especially if Anna, I'm sorry, was fighting back and he needed to apply pressure on her body to keep her from moving. There is a possibility of traumatic asphyxia, a sudden and forceful compression, often from accidents. No, we're going to take that out. Not traumatic. Nope. So we're going to rule out choking, we're going to rule out traumatic, and then there's suffocation. And that occurs when the mouth and the nose are blocked by a material like a pillow or a hand. So we're going to leave on the table strangulation, positional asphyxia, and suffocation. That's a lot. Listen to this interview by the family. And then I want to kind of peel back the behavioral and the psychological aspects of what I perceive I'm hearing in this interview. All right, here we go. So, an ABC News exclusive interview, the grandparents of the teen that was found dead on Carnival cruise ship, they speak out. Y'all, these are her grandparents. And they share details about what happened on the cruise ship when their granddaughter died. Now, it's being said that the grandparents were on the ship and the grandparents had a room and told the teen that they had enough space in their room. And if any time they were not getting along or didn't feel comfortable, they could come to their room. Let's take a look.
On a Carnival Horizon cruise ship earlier. For the first time, the grandparents of 18-year-old Anna Kepner, who died on a Carnival Horizon cruise ship earlier this month, breaking their silence.
I just screamed. I couldn't stop screaming.
Barbara and Jeffrey Kepner were on board the 7-day cruise in the Caribbean with their son, his wife, and their grandchildren, enjoying time as a family. Anna staying with her brother and stepbrother in a stateroom, seen here.
Do you remember the last time that you saw Anna?
We had dinner. Anna wasn't feeling well. She just said, Mima, I think I'm going to go back to my room for a little bit. And she must have felt better because she got dressed up and she came down. We were playing in the casino. She didn't win anything. And she said, Mima, I love you guys. I'll see you later. And we never saw her again after that.
The next morning, an announcement over the ship's broadcast system changed everything.
They called for a medical alert team to go to a stateroom. And when they said the number, I recognized the number immediately. The room steward that was going in to clean the room is the one that found her.
She was found concealed under the bed. I was told that she pulled back the mattress and found Anna.
What did the FBI say was the official cause of death?
The FBI contacted my son and family and told us our cause of death was asphyxiation.
Anna's grandmother said one possibility they're considering whether it was caused by a so-called bar hold, an arm across the neck.
But here's the thing. Before the FBI gave them the call, right? And I'm sorry to interrupt, but before the FBI gave them the call, they already knew. The stepmother had full knowledge that her son killed Anna. And the boy was admitted in a psychiatric hospital. So this interview chaps my hide. Let's continue. Why are you waiting for an FBI to call you when you know he did it?
You take the elbow like this They said when they took her body to the medical examiner's office, it was in perfect condition.
Kepner telling ABC News they were told their granddaughter's body showed no signs of sexual assault or drugs or alcohol in her system. In an unrelated custody dispute, Anna's stepmother calling Anna's stepbrother, who is a minor, a suspect in Anna's death.
Do you think he had anything to do with Anna's death?
I mean, he was in a room with her. He was the only one seen coming and going. So I can't accuse him because I don't know what happened in that room. But the summation would be that
Also, I would like to call for you to make a note for those of you that will be following the case. It seems like based on carnival video surveillance after he killed Anna, he was seen going in and out of the room. Okay, let's continue.
he did something.
And has he said anything to you about what happened?
I heard him, in his own words, say he does not remember what happened.
Anna's grandmother says she sat in on a portion of the stepbrother's interview with the FBI.
He was an emotional mess. He couldn't even speak. He couldn't believe what had happened.
Anna's grandparents say she and her stepbrother were close.
They were just like brother and sister.
Ma'am, brother and sister don't try to climb on top of each other and have sex with each other. Or at least they're not supposed to, ma'am.
What else could you tell me about him?
That he was a good student.
Played soccer.
He played soccer, very quiet young man. He had demons, I think, in his past, and he was trying to deal with those.
Anna's stepbrother has not been arrested or charged with a crime. Attorneys for both the stepbrother's parents did not respond to ABC's request for comment. The FBI and medical examiner's office also declined to comment. Anna's family focused now on honoring their granddaughter, a high school senior and straight-A student who planned to join the military.
She had purpose. She wanted to do things. And this little tiny 110-pound girl, she was mighty, very mighty.
We were looking forward to seeing her grow.
What do you hope for now in this moment for your family?
I hope that we can heal. Whatever happened in that room, the only person responsible is the person that was in the room with Anna.
How do you move on so quickly 4 days after her death and your only hope is that we can heal? Everybody, y'all, maybe I'm just not a good person, but I don't know if I could be that calm. I think I would be devastated knowing that I'm on a cruise with my granddaughter and the young man that we allowed into our family, the young man that we recklessly allowed to sleep in her room, took her life. And I can tell you that he's a good kid and that they were close and they were brother and sister and they loved each other. I don't think I would be able to find the words. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Considering that he's not my blood grandson.
What does justice look like for your family?
Whatever the law says, I'm not going to advocate for anything more or anything less. And that will be for the courts to decide.
We are still waiting for the official toxicology and autopsy reports to be released. Barbara and Jeffrey still don't know exactly what happened in that stateroom. They might never know. For now, they are grieving Anna, who wanted to join the Navy and had a bright future ahead. Guys?
Absolutely.
What are your thoughts? I mean, is this normal, their reaction? I don't want to be too harsh, but I'm not even Anna's relative, and I'm feeling some kind of way about this. I am feeling some kind of way that her dad is a coward, and he refuses to come out publicly and stand on business as it relates to his daughter. To hell with him. That is not your son. You just met him a year ago. I don't give a damn if you are married to his mother. Prioritize your daughter and her death. You have another child that's looking up to you as their father, sir. But I guess when you're a pedophile and you've been convicted of violent sexual assaults of children, you really can't say too much, can you? Now, I would like to call out one small detail, and I think details are very important. You have to be very technical when looking at cases like this. And although I'm not a journalist, I'm just a YouTuber that enjoys doing this for therapeutic reasons. So I'm not a perfectionist, but I noticed something. The document obtained by ABC News from the Miami-Dade medical examiner's office says Anna died as a result of mechanical asphyxia on November 6th. And it notes that the 18-year-old was mechanically asphyxiated by other persons. Person or persons. Take a look right here. So they haven't ruled out the fact that I'm not saying that anybody else was there, but just to cover their asses, it looks like they inserted the possibility just in case. Because in the words of the grandmother, we don't know what happened in that room, but they did not notate. And maybe that's just best practice, right? And I'm reaching. And if I'm reaching, I apologize, but I noticed it. I just wanted to call that out, okay? The FBI agents found 2 bruises on the side of Anna's neck, and she was thought to have died from a hold bar. That's where an arm is placed across the neck. Whew. That means she would have had to have been in a laying position and or up against a wall. Held against her will, up against a wall, a door, or in a laying position. Preliminary information indicates there was no drugs or alcohols, as mentioned by ABC News, in her system, and no signs of sexual assault. However, what would be the motive? The FBI agent that I quoted the other day stated they felt like the sexual assault may not have occurred because the struggle got out of control and he simply did not have time. What does that mean? He underestimated Anna. You heard her grandmother. She said she was solid. So Anna fought back. She wasn't as an easy of a win as you thought, was she? Anna fought back. She gave him a run for his money. She gave him a run for his money in that room. All 110 pounds of her against him and his force and his rage and his dark, demonic behavior. Now we're going to wait on the autopsy and the toxicology results over here. I will follow up, okay? Recent reports state I don't know. I don't understand the grandma's claim because there are reports of other people stating that the boy had a weird infatuation with the teen cheerleader. So how can the grandmother sit there in one breath and say, yeah, he had demons. He was fighting demons, but he was such an angel. He and my granddaughter were like 2 peas in a pod. No, they were not, ma'am, because that would make your granddaughter demonic. And nobody has described Anna as battling demons or wrestling with demons or having a demonic past. So, ma'am, I wish you would not have come out to speak if you could not have made it more about Anna and less about him. That's it. That's all. What are your thoughts? Let's take it to the chat.